It was bananas out of Savanah, and we party like animals. And if you know what I'm talking about, you probably heard of the Savanah Banana baseball team. 70,000 people filled, sold out Nissan Stadium where the Tennessee Titans play in Nashville, Tennessee over the weekend. I was there, and I'm going to tell you about it. If you don't know what the Savanah Bananas are, they are a baseball team that started back in 2016 as a collegiate team. They're actually a collegiate amateur team. They actually had, really good players going out there, but if you read the whole story, the attendance was lacking a little bit. And the owner said, what can we do to get people into the seats, into the crowd? I mean, what can we do? So they started a few dances and they started moving and doing different things, and people started reacting to it and they started showing up at the games. So they said, forget it. We're just going to create a new thing called Banana Ball. And that's what we saw. And so it's been, over the years, I think it's been pretty much perfected as far as the players come in and that kind of thing. I mean, and don't get me wrong. I mean, these guys are skilled players. Okay. They are good baseball players, incredible athletes, and, dancers for that matter. I mean, they all have little different hidden talents and stuff. So they came out and it was fun. So don't get me wrong maybe if I go later on and talk about something, but I mean, these guys legitimately could play. And we were talking about could they actually compete and that kind of thing, but it's like, well, that's not their thing. They're not competitors per se. Although you could tell a few times that they really wanted to get involved and win the game. So if you're familiar with the Harlem Globetrotters, they always played a team called the Washington Generals. They always made fun of them. They beat them up and everything else. And I had watched 30 to 45 second clips of all the dancing the Savanah Bananas do. And I really wasn't sure do they actually play baseball? Do they actually have skills? Do they go 9 innings? I mean, I had so many questions, but it's like you have to get behind this phenomenal because it was so much fun. And as soon as we showed up to the area, let's say, it was a party. It was a good time. So 70,000 people were there. A couple of things I noticed about the stadium. So if you know Tennessee Stadium, if you know any NFL football team, football field, 100 yards, 50 yards, and it's pretty much an enclosure of a rectangle. And if you remember back when they used to have multi-use parks where the NFL and the MLB played at, like the Oakland Athletics, and they moved things around. They had dugouts. They moved the right field lane. They moved the center field. They did all the different things. Well, no, we're just literally playing in a rectangle. That's it. So they put a big net. We were kind of in right field. So they just put a big net up over there because a couple balls did go pretty darn quick into that net that maybe would have hurt some people. And then, a couple homers actually went over that net. But thankfully, it's high enough it didn't hurt anybody. Let's put it that way. Always be careful, though, if you're ever at a game, no matter where you're sitting, because you could get hit by a ball pretty easily. But a lot of fun things. They didn't have dugouts, which I thought was interesting to watch because you know what? You could see the players at all times. I mean, they were out there and they were all dancing, they were all celebrating, they were all partying, just having a good time. So that motion of the whole thing. And then with the players, like they know why they're there. Okay, they know they're there to entertain. Baseball is kind of a secondary thing. They are there. They started out in the parking lot well before the game. They were doing dances. They were leading the crowd in cheers, taking pictures, doing autographs. I mean, they were really doing it up even before the game started. And then when we went actually into the facility and we were in our seats, you got players in the outfield and they're just playing catch with the kids. They're just throwing the ball back, and it's just this thing where everybody's like, oh, crazy, throw me the ball. And sure enough, here, throw the ball. Throw it right back to them. I mean, so these guys really know what they're doing and what their role is with, supporting their fans, which kind of puts it into, the real professional sports and everything else. Like you realize we come to pay and watch you to do your best, but we also want a little bit. But one of the things we talk about the introductions to the team. So they went over the rules. The owner kind of came out there and he said some things about what to expect and, laid out some of the ground rules are fun. Like if somebody hits a pop-up foul and somebody in the fans catch the ball, it's actually an out and that batter's gone. So that was an interesting thing per se. That only happened one time. The ball did go a few times in there, but that was fun. The batter can't leave the batter's box. So if I've watched Major League Baseball or any baseball, they can't continue to leave out and in, out and in. I mean, these pitches were coming fast. And I'm not talking about the pitch itself. I mean, it was like pitch, the guy would swing or he wouldn't. Ball go back to the pitcher would just throw the ball again. I mean, there's no signs, there's nothing. It was just quick. So if you are a true fan, like it's not, per se real baseball. That's not the mentality thing of a baseball game, which that, it was fun doing that. Those kind of things. Back to the player introduction. So when they started coming in, realize they start coming out with a buddy, if you know the buddy, they come out with the Tennessee Titans. So they're running across the field. You're like, this guy's the edge, this guy's a wide receiver. So, we're having so much fun with that. And then guess who the last guy out of the tunnel is? Your number 1 draft pick, Cam Ward. So it's fun seeing him for the first time on a Tennessee field. Like, that was cool, went crazy, unexpected. But Cam Ward's out there just running across, waving at everybody, having a good time. Because you know what he does? He plays American football. And that's all he cares about. And I'm looking forward to Cam Ward as far as the Titans go, only because of his attitude towards the game. He's ready to play. That's all he's doing. He's not going to do any songs. He's not going to do any dancing. He is a football player. And so, seeing it, and of course, I'm talking about a baseball game. So there's the introductions. They come through, and that was fun. And then you saw a lot of other things coming. Right before the game, the first pitch, the ball was actually dropped in by the Army paratroopers. They come in, and they're floating down. They got their parachutes. They got the smoke coming off the back of their feet, and they're flipping down, and we're like, man, this is really cool. All right, very nice. And then the last guy, he lands right on the pitcher's mound. There's like, what craziness. I mean, I'm not a skydiver, no, but to see a guy literally land right on the pitcher's mound, it was pretty impressive. So he had the first pitch, he comes out. So cheers to the Army for doing that. I'm sure who wouldn't want to be a part of that thing? But fireworks are going off too. We had a good time with the fireworks, and there was a lot of different things as far as the players go. And throughout the game, they introduced a few people. They had guys that were balancing stuff on their face, on their chin. He started with a bat, went to a hat or whatever, and then he had a ladder. He literally was balancing an entire ladder on his face. I mean, just fun stuff. You had the guy in stilts who's over 10 feet tall. He's pitching the ball, so that was kind of cool. He got a good warm reception for that. A lot of the players, they got torn off sleeves, and then chest open, and they look good. They're good athletes and everything else. Number 7 with the mustache. My wife had words for you, and I had to shut that down. So I'm just saying, number 7. All right, but anyway, they're good-looking guys on that aspect of it. Other guys doing backflips. I mean, literally pop-up flies, backflips. I'm wondering how many kids out there in Little League are going to be trying these moves and doing all those things. They're doing dribble throws. So basically they catch a routine grounder, they bounce it between their legs off the ground, and then throw them out at first. I mean, they spin around behind the back. I mean, you name it. I mean, these guys are practicing, obviously, but like the skill level to do all of that. And it's a regular baseball diamond. I mean, it's 90 feet for the base, 270 from home to second. So, I mean, it's a normal thing. It's just the outfield was just different. That was the only real different thing. Some of the other games they played was fun. I mean, you got a couple got a marriage proposal. So we'll see that one. That was fun. Congratulations to that new couple for doing that. It was kind of weird because they had this little dance-off weird thing, and no one really knew what to expect. It was kind of like, okay, well, I don't understand what we're doing. And then sure enough, boom, the guy drops down to his knee, and just the place just erupts. I mean, it just went crazy because we figured out, oh, that's what it was. All right, so well set up by the Bananas to do that. They had a Dolly Parton race, and they had a bunch of men come out there and run across the field wearing things, and then they had to put on heels at second base and run it home. They had a baby race, which was surprisingly fun. Okay, so they lined up a bunch of babies on one side, parents on the other. It was about 10 yards or whatever, and the babies had to go. And as soon as they figured it out, I mean, the crowd just goes nuts again. I mean, every time the crowd went nuts. One thing I do want to slow down for, they do have the Banana Foster Company, okay, or whatever corporation, I forget, but they basically foster kids, and they're responsible for them. They've adopted their own kids, but they find tens of hundreds of kids for homes, and that was a great moment. It was real nice to see that family come out there. A couple other kids are running in and out. It's kind of hard to tell everything going on, but congratulations to the Banana Foster, and that was fun. That was a good time on that one. Then they had the Banana Nanas who were dancing songs, which is exactly what you think it is. It was hilarious. They had Banana Mans who were also out there dancing, which wasn't that fantastic, but it was fun to watch. And then the Banana Band, actually. So they actually have their own band of guys or girls, and they walk around the stadium and they play and they band. That was fun. That was a good time. A lot of people were excited about that. See, what am I missing? That's the stadium sing-alongs. So we had pictures of guys. There's right here. They were walking through the stadium. Again, these are players. I assume they're players. I have no idea. The guy was holding a microphone, so I guess that gives him credit. But they're out and then just doing sing-alongs and doing dancing and the YMCA and all the fun things, just up and down and taking pictures. So that was really cool. One other thing too, being out of Knoxville and UT, they played Rocky Top, which was funny because you didn't get as big a pop as you wanted from like Nealon or something. As soon as they hit the Rocky Top song, we stand up, we're cheering, we're like, no one else is really doing anything. Okay, well, Rocky Top anyway. Woo, Rocky Top. Well, Dierks Bentley came out too. He did a walk up the song. He did one of his songs for a player that was walking up to bat, and he's walking up there with him, and he's singing. And it's like, okay, this is cool. We're in Nashville. And I actually expected more people to come out, but that was about it as far as I recognize. Let's put it that way. So that was a fun one. And then the game went on, and again, they have different rules. It's not a matter of how many runs you score. It's a matter of how many innings you actually win. So the Party Animals were winning going into the bottom of the ninth. And I thought, all right, there's no way the Bananas are going to lose. I mean, they're technically the home team, whatever. There's no way. So they brought out a designated hitter, golden batter thing. And I was like, okay, they're going to change the rules and they're going to come back. Sure enough, the guy before him gets on, the golden batter hits it. I think he hit a home run. The crowd just goes wild. And I'm like, all right, basically they're down by 1 run. Okay, let's figure out what's going to happen. And then the Bananas lose. And it's like, no, we rooted for the home team. And it's a shame that they didn't win. I mean, so the Party Animals win. And it was like, man, okay. All right, Party Animals. So congratulations to them. But yeah, I guess that happens all the time. I was reading more about it. And it's a real game. They're really playing and really going out there all at it. So the Bananas don't always win like the Globetrotters did. But good times all around. It is difficult to get tickets. Kind of, what are you going to do? I mean, even 70,000 people watching these games, and of course they're selling out every stadium they go into. Congratulations to the Party Animals for taking the win in Nashville, Tennessee. But really, it was the fans that won because it's such a good party, such a good atmosphere. Team, family was out there. Good message with the Banana Fosters. Just all around. Clean, good, wholesome, fun. No, nothing else. Just a good time. So if you have a chance to go, definitely recommend the Savanah Bananas. But enjoy it. Anyway, thanks for coming to Nashville. We appreciate you being in Tennessee. Keep up the good work. Spread the good word. And that is Truth Between Lines.
Between the lines.